They're a model now, so every other owner says, how can I do what they're doing in Rochester? And I think that's what we want. We want owners to say, you need fans, you need a great team, and you need to be part of the community.
We know that you will bring us another championship, and we know that you will continue to make us proud that the Rochester Rhinos are our #1 sports team.
Rochester has the best fans, and the players want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts because you guys have been great. Thank you very much.
I love these guys, I love this organization, and I love the fans, you know. It's unbelievable. This community is fantastic.
Hello, everybody. I'm Don Stevens, the voice of the Rochester Raging Rhinos soccer team. Since 1996, the Rhinos have brought us many exciting moments and fantastic finishes. The 2004 season will mark the final year the Rhinos will be playing at Frontier Field. With the building of Paytech Park, it'll bring in a new era for Rochester Rhinos soccer. We're going to be taking a look back at some of the most memorable and certainly the most exciting moments in Rhinos history. And we'll be hearing from some of those people who made those moments possible. So sit back and enjoy this stroll down memory lane as we celebrate the memories. And good evening, everybody, and welcome to Faber Stadium for the first ever game for the Rochester Raging Rhinos.
The excitement that we felt that first game ever, in our history, and just the euphoria of having soccer back in Rochester. I remember when Danny Kelly scored that first goal in Rhino history. It was just a great sense of accomplishment, great sense of pride.
First game ever. Our hopes were so high for a great turnout and a great night, and it rained all day long. And I remember reassuring Chris Economides, look, we're fine. It's AstroTurf. As long as it doesn't lightning or thunder, we're going to be fine.
And then to actually have the sky part and the sun come out and play the game and get the game in was exciting. And I think it's kind of a joke going now for the last 9 years that it's Rhino weather when the sun comes out. So.
Right before game time, the rain stopped and the skies cleared, and it was a great experience for me. It was a sellout crowd. The fans were just filing in. I think everyone had a great time. It was a memorable moment in my sports experience.
Soccer was reborn in Rochester. It was an absolute thrill.
It was nice to, give the fans in Rochester something to cheer about, the first professional goal in a few years.
What a great way to open Frontier Field. It was the first sporting event ever at Frontier Field.
That's probably one of the better memories that we have of playing, especially the first game that I played at Frontier Field, so it was tremendous.
Here we were with a packed house and a game against probably the best team in the A-League at that point, the Montreal Impact.
It was like a storybook beginning for myself. I think that's what kind of shot off, the excitement with the Rochester Rhinos. I was fortunate enough to get on the end of 3 goals and end up scoring the third goal with, a minute or 2 left to give us, our first win. And to do it in front of that crowd was, euphoric for me.
And I just never forget the excitement level of the tying goal, then the winning goal. And Dougie Miller tearing his shirt off and running around the stadium and looking around the crowd and saying, we are truly born. This thing is going to be something really exciting.
We came back and we showed some character, and, we finished it in the last 2 minutes, making it exciting.
I mean, the support that we've had has been great. Everything just came together fantastic.
Well, that whole season was just absolutely magical. And, what better game to emphasize that than that Tampa Bay game.
We had to play the best team in the MLS at that point, which was Tampa Bay, with Valderrama and just a host of players that, they weren't giving us really any chance of winning the game.
When the winning goal went in, I see Frank take off in a sprint out towards the field, and I said, I got to go with him. And I was watching, running behind him, thinking he's going to jump right on top of the pile. We fell a little short, just pat the guys on the back. But to be out in the middle of that pandemonium with the crowd, with the players right there, and sharing the moment with the players and the fans, it was like we'd won a world championship. It was so exciting.
We ended up winning 4-3, I believe. With the atmosphere was incredible. The guys played out of their minds. I mean, it was just the most incredible games to be part of.
To have Chris Kennel score, you know, whether it was late in the game or overtime, and to give us our first win, you know, I remember all the owners running on the field like we just won a championship, and it was a funny situation, but it was great. I mean, thinking about the memories of playing against MLS, their inaugural season against you know, an A-League team like ourselves, and that was the first of many defeats for MLS through the Rhinos.
It was a typical David versus Goliath game. We came back and Chris Kennel won it in overtime, and I still remember running on the field, my first experience running on the field to congratulate everyone. I didn't quite jump in the pile, but it probably was one of the most memorable games that I remember as one of the owners of the Rhinos.
Just another chapter in the book in that magical first season.
It was a corner kick. Hector Marinello played a great ball. I was going to head it, but it was right on my foot, and I just let it hit my foot. It went right in the goal, and thank you, Lord.
Yeah, I felt sharp, and came through for the team, and it's good. I mean, I love these guys. It's a great team, great group of guys. It's just good to come through for them.
You know, we could have won the game. I think the game could have gone either way, but it was great to see the players accomplish what they did up until that point. And to have the fans supporting us, even in Seattle, was tremendous for a first-year club.
I mean, the Seattle, it was bittersweet for us going out there. I mean, everything turned around from my perspective once Billy had his injury. You know, we were all very concerned about it.
Well, I can remember the real impact of the first A-League championship game in Seattle that was made upon me was, you know, being literally across the country and just seeing the droves of fans that made it for the championship game from Rochester.
You know, it was a great season, just, you know, came up a little bit short.
It's kind of a tough game to get into because it was a lot of back and forth on the turf. You know, it's hard, the ball's hardly ever stopped. It's just it's bouncing and dead balls and stuff like that, so it's hard to get into the game, especially as a goalkeeper. But I think the team did real well, and I just wish that things could have worked out better for everybody.
But it was a very emotional night against Colorado, and Billy stepped onto the field. So it was great to have Billy back, safe and sound. And then Rhett came in and played, you know, just a tremendous game.
I think in that game especially, we showed how great a team we were. I mean, we really, I think, manhandled Colorado. I think we won 3-0, and essentially we refer to that game as the clinic game. And when you talk about clinics, it's something that's easy to do. And I mean, we played some great soccer that game.
I'll never forget how proud I was of Rhett Thompson, you know, after Billy Andrecki's injury, and us facing just a big matchup at home against Colorado, and to have really an untested goalie, local guy, go in and just play magnificent.
And we ended up advancing to the finals of the U.S. Open Cup, and, you know, do it here in front of, you know, our fans, especially in that first year, was fantastic.
I knew that they wanted to send balls into the box, and I figured they probably knew that I was new too. So initially I wanted to come out and at least, you know, make them aware of my presence so that hopefully they'd stop serving balls into the box.
Little unfortunate for us, another final in the first year or so. I mean, that first-year team had accomplished unbelievable feats for a team that had to gel and come together in such a short period.
That level of play, it was down in D.C., it was Halloween, and there wasn't much of a crowd there, but we were certainly very excited about it, and we were very proud that we went that far, and the outcome wasn't what we were hoping for, but it was just a proud moment to be there.
You know, we gelled very early. I think we went 24-4, had the best record regular season. And come together in the final like that and win in front of a tremendous crowd.
Well, I mean, every year a team wants to go to the championship game, and '98 was no different. We had a great turnout again. The guys played outstanding. It was a great memory as far as the fans, and we wanted to win it for them more than anything.
A 2-year-old franchise looking to win a championship, and it was not, without a doubt, our night all the way around. Just the thought of Darren Tilley, the show he put on, the whole team, you know, but Darren's ability to finish and score, and literally after he scored his 3rd goal, and we knew we had clinched the game, to see him practically just pass out with exhaustion, you know, the heart and soul of a warrior, and the crowd going crazy behind him,
It was my first experience actually winning a title in any sport for any of the teams I've been involved with. And I had all my family here. It was pretty exciting for them to experience it with me. And it was just a wonderful time. I remember running on the field and all the fireworks and our players giving the high fives and doing the victory lap around the stadium.
And it was an exclamation point on a season that was, that was almost perfect.
It only happens once, and so that first one is something that just sticks with you forever.
All these guys started off as a team at the beginning of the season. You know, we worked hard at everything we did. And by the end of the season, they became a family. And I've been very proud and honored to be part of their family.
I never felt so much emotion as I did coming off the other night, the last couple minutes. And the way the crowd reacted when that happened, I'll never forget that for the rest of my life, and I thank you.
Well, we had to keep asking ourselves, we knew we could compete against MLS teams. We knew we could beat MLS teams. Could we really beat 4 in a row to win the Open Cup?
So there were a few injuries that were of serious caliber, but yet we had a team that no matter who was down or who was in the game, we had a will to want to win. And I think when you look at that accomplishment of the Open Cup, considering all the hurdles that we had to face and overcome, was a great accomplishment.
Some of these things you experience once in your life, and you just hope you can get to the final the second time. But certainly the Open Cup, again, where a Division II team overtook MLS 4 different times. 3 of the games were 1-goal games. I think no one picked us to win, really, and we got a great amount of media coverage, and it certainly was another memorable moment in our history.
That was probably the most satisfying championship of all the ones that we've won.
Little things in the game that dictated what scored the goal. I mean, Dougie being in the right place at the right time. Who would have thought the goalie would give up a goal like that between his legs?
Columbus was a great finale to the season, especially ending up the best team in the century in 1999. Getting the opportunity to go in late in the second half and get the game winner was a euphoric experience for myself and my family.
And for that moment, this feeling for that instant, when Yari Elnett put in the last goal, hey, right now, we're the best soccer team in America. For Rochester, New York, and the Rochester Rhinos. We're absolutely on top of the world.
I just thank God.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a long season.
It's something we set a goal at the beginning of the season, and it's funny when you achieve those goals like we did last year and this year. It's kind of a bit of a relief, but at the same time, being an underdog, it's a great thrill.
It was just jubilation, elation. I mean, we all ran into this. The only fans were there were Rochester fans. They all came down in the busloads. And afterwards, we ran over to them, and they knocked down the barriers on the field and ran onto the field. The security couldn't even stop them. It was just so exciting.
When you consider going there with the injuries that we had, having won the Open Cup the week before, we still had the opportunity of pulling it off. It was unfortunate we gave up some bad goals. I think there were mental lapses that we had in that particular game.
The A-League final in 1999, was a very, very bitter pill to swallow. Yeah, I mean, that's probably the biggest goal in Craig Dedmon's history. I remember the game very, very well. We had tied the previous game in Toronto and needed to score a goal and win the game to reach the final.
We knew whoever scored the first goal in that game was basically going to win the game.
Certain players rise to the occasion at the right times. And I think we've had that on our team. Craig Dedmon, who very rarely would go up for free kicks and connect on them to begin with, but in this particular time when it was needed, he was up the field and the ball came across. If I recall right, it came from Carlos Zavala, and Craig was there to head it in, and he scored the goal that was needed to be able to get to the final.
It was really exciting to bring the championship game against Minnesota back to Rochester. We felt we had a little payback to the league and also to Minnesota.
the guys wanted to win it for each other more than anything. And we were going into the final game with great atmosphere, great enthusiasm. And I think that's what showed on the field. We came away with a win.
The team that never quit, went through some trials and tribulations that season, but in the end, the cream rose to the top. You know, winning the championship, obviously that year was also very, very special.
Being at home in front of that sold-out crowd, and the way we came out as a team, it was like ultimate pressure for Minnesota. Again, aggression, our whole team concept of sticking together, and pretty much finishing that game in the first half. I mean, you had Dan Stebnins, who had a huge goal, and then you had unlikely heroes like a Scotty Schweitzer who hits Jari Alnett for the second goal, and we're up 2-0 going into halftime.
You know, wonderful team that year, and us hosting again, we were able to showcase to all of America the fans that we have here in Rochester. We're pretty proud of our fans here, and they've always come through year after year.
Players rose to the occasion, was able to win the game and win another championship.
We just came out and played as hard as we could for 90 minutes. Put a great game together for the first time all year. We put a complete game together.
Last year it killed me to sit on the bench up in Minnesota and be cold and not being able to play. So tremendous for the team, the organization. It's so much, and this win is definitely for our city.
It's a special town, and you know, to have this 2 days later, and still have this kind of support out, it's tremendous.
Third year in a row we won, a championship. So I mean, it's great for the city, also for the fans.
2001 will always be remembered as the Mickey Trotman Championship.
A huge rival that had never gotten past us the following year was Hershey.
They were a team of destiny, and when we went up against them in the final, it could have gone either way. When I look back at that, Scott Vella made a tremendous save in the 70th minute mark on a shot by Z. Roberto, and from that point the game turned around. He was able to get the ball on a throw-in, deliver a counterattack with Kirk Wilson and Martin Nash and Scott Schweitzer coming up the field, and Mladenov trailing and actually getting the goal for us.
Well, the final took on a totally different significance. We had a tremendous loss in our family with Mickey Trotman, and as much as we wanted to win the game for the organization, the players, no doubt, really wanted to win this game for Mickey. You know, we felt it every step of the way. We truly felt Mickey with us that evening, and from the introductions to the start of the game, to Mladenov's goals to win the game, and the team gathering around Mickey's number and pointing to the sky as he was looking down upon us. Again, every championship has moments that you don't forget and moments that make it unique. I think just the emotional drain and the emotional commitment by the team for Mickey to win it for Mickey was what really stuck out in my mind for 2001.
We play tremendous soccer. The guys are working hard for each other, and we've got a cause. I mean, we're going to play, and we're going to win it for our friend Mickey.
Seeing that Mickey wanted to win a championship, as much as he won't be able to appreciate the ring, we hope that by doing it, that we can pass on the ring to his family.
He should be here. That's all.
Seeing tears in my eyes, I would almost say, in the final when we gave Mickey's mom. Actually, the following year, I believe it was, we gave Mickey's mom the jersey and the championship ring. That solidified the biggest inspirational or dedicated moment I've been here in Rochester.
Obviously, watching the tape brought back a whole lot of memories, a lot of emotion, and I just want to take a moment here to thank not only the tremendous Rhino players over the past 8 seasons, and I saw a lot of old familiar faces, who might consider not only, great Rhino players, but also personal friends and also family. So thanks to all the players, and obviously to all the fans, because, without the fan support that we've had here in Rochester, we wouldn't be able to afford the players. So it's been a tremendous first 8 years. As we go into Paytech Park for the 04 season, or for the 05 season, hopefully we'll have some more memories to look back on that we can be very, very fond of. But thanks to the fans, to the players, everybody involved for a tremendous first 8 seasons.
You know, as we reflect and look forward to the next phase of the Rochester Rhinos in our history, I certainly would like to thank all the fans for their support through these years. There's no doubt that the tremendous support we've received in the community from our fans is what's really kept us pushing forward to get this stadium built. It's given us the courage to do so. And so when you think of the Rhinos, you think of our victories, and you think of the great fan support, they go hand in hand with our victories. We'd also like to thank all the players who've ever worn a Rochester Rhinos jersey, because once again, our goal when we first started was to build a legacy of pride and a winning tradition. And you can't do that unless the players do it on the field for you. We can wish it for them, but unless they get the job done, it doesn't get done. So there's too many guys to name individually, but literally everyone, every player who's ever worn our jersey, thank you for helping make the Rhinos what they are today.
As we embark upon our 9th season here in Rochester, I'd like to thank all our fans who've given us unbelievable support over the last 8 years. We are about to draw our 2 millionth fan here in Rochester. I mean, a Division II soccer club. This was beyond anyone's belief. The entire organization owes a huge debt of gratitude to the fans here in Rochester. It is for the fans that we are embarking upon the construction of Paytech Park. We owe it to the fans to have a soccer-specific stadium with great sight lines for the millions of fans that have come to see us to date. We are inviting them to come to Paytech Park next season, but more importantly, we want to thank them for the support we've received to date, and we look forward to welcome them into our new soccer-specific stadium in 2005. Thank you.
We hope you've enjoyed this look back at the great memories from Frontier Field. But you know what? The future promises to be even bigger and better as Paytech Park opens up in 2005. We certainly thank you very much for being the greatest fans in soccer and making this such a rich tradition. And we know you're going to look forward to the future like the rest of us.